one of the things I've noticed, like especially with coronavirus, spending more time isolated from people, it just brings to light how socially you retard, so to speak, socially as you get older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like um, it's really highlighted when you have kids. Like the other day, I was standing around with other parents from the school, and our kids are running around like, woo, they only just met, having the best time. And we're stuck there as adults going like, middle-aged white Western adults going like, yes, good day. How are you, Richard? How's work? Work is good. Yes. There's like, we've got nothing. There's no connection, nothing to talk about. There's nothing, and the kids are running around having the time of their lives. My son runs over and goes, Daddy, can Timmy have a sleepover? Like, just met the dude, just so they can continue to play and have the joy of connection that they have.
Yeah. When you're almost 40 like me, you want the social occasion to end.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you're like, I can't wait to not sleep over at
You're not,
Jonathan's.
well, of course, you're not going to turn to your son and go, yes, Paddy, of course Timmy can come over for a sleepover, and then turn and go, and what about you, Richard? Would you like to come for a sleepover at my place as well? Because if you told your
Right.
wife, like, you'd never do that because you just want to be alone.
Yeah.
Like if you told your wife, I'm going over to Richard's for a sleepover, she's just going to go, are you having an affair? You're going to be like, no, we're building a fort and we're continuing to play and have fun. We're building a fort in the treehouse, me and Richard, as 40-year-old middle-aged men. Sounds fucking gay to me, Damien. What the fuck is going on? That's what your wife would say. You'd be like,
Oh,
no,
I believe
nothing.
to break up.
No,
To
actually,
break up.
I am fucking Richard. I just needed a treehouse to do it.
Yeah, I needed a treehouse to seal the deal with this. Playing hard to get. I met him at a cafe, and
You know what I mean, though? Like,
yeah.
it's actually a funny thing when you realize you actually go backwards. Like, you look at kids and stuff and you go, one day you'll get to be an adult and you'll understand all the social things that we're teaching you with manners and what to do and not to do, but we're fucking hopeless at it.
Yeah, I think as I become increasingly isolated, I think that it's more of a situation where you kind of are not reaching out socially, trying to like go, yeah, hey, like what's that about? Like you fixing a car, are you? There, oh, it's like I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not
Oh,
trying to
you're not
conversation.
reaching out to connect with your neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, if I see my neighbors, I hide. Like,
Oh,
literally.
jumped out of windows to avoid strangers. Like hidden, I've hidden behind deli meats from close friends, but
Well,
like just to
you,
avoid.
you've hidden in a deli that I was with you in a deli, and you hid from your own mother.
Yeah, a cabanossi to obscure my face.
You hid behind a
Um,
cabanossi.
yeah, one of those sausage meats, like one of those racks that they have.
From your
Uh,
own mother.
yeah, I've hidden from close friends. I've ducked just because I'm like listening to a podcast or I'm too in my own interiority that I can't even be bothered to say hello. Do you know what I mean? Like, when
Totally.
you're listening to a podcast about cellular autophagy and you just you see one of your closest friends, but then you hide behind a pillar that is conveniently there that you can kind of be behind, and because you're like, I'm so sort of I'm using this podcast to time travel through my own life
Mm.
because I'm in such a malaise that I don't even want to bring anyone into this. I can't be bothered almost. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you get to nearly 40, I mean, you catch up with some friends, like close friends of mine. Sometimes I catch up with them a handful of times a year.
Yeah.
But in your 20s, you're like, woo, yeah, but fuck,
Yeah, I feel like it's increasingly about the end of the social interaction is the dessert.
Yeah, it's so
Like
sad, but it's true. And that's part of that whole and continuing isolation kind of thing, continuing to isolate. And I don't mean to do with COVID. It's funny
no, I've
because
been playing for years
it's
before
funny
this.
how like when you drink and party and stuff in your 20s, like the
Yeah.
drinking stories are like cool stories. Like, oh, dude, fucking Davo got so wasted last night. He fucking got pissed and he stumbled into a forest. And everyone's like, whoa, that was so crazy. Yeah, he woke up in a forest and his pants were down. He had a condom still on his dick. It was fucking so funny. We took photos of it. But then you do the exact same story with a 40-year-old and it's the exact same story, just a way different tone. Where it's like, yeah, Davo has been drinking a lot lately, and he got so drunk last night that I don't know what happened to him. We lost him. He stumbled into a forest, and later we found him naked in a forest with a condom on his penis, and we someone photographed it, and he's lost his job at at Qantas or whatever,
Yeah, it's
Like it's the
it's it,
exact same story, but it's just now sad.
yeah, you're trying to hide your marijuana use and hide how much you drink when you're 40. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
not a party anymore when you're 40.
well,
It's a problem.
when you're in your 20s, you're like you're like I had 17 beers and like I had 2 cigarette packs and like no you didn't, you only had, I saw you only had 6. All right, you know that when like people try and undercut how many, you're like no I drank half a carton and they're like no you didn't, you had 5.
Because it's such a brag to have drunk so much. I drank a whole carton, man. Bullshit you did, dude. We had some too.
Totally.
You didn't drink that much. But then obviously when you get into your 40s, it's the exact opposite. It's
when
like
you when you
I just had a beer. Look, Damien, we can see the bottles. You've drunk a lot. It's the exact.
yeah,
No, I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't drink all that. They were already there. We know. We know you've been drinking a lot. That's why we're here. We're here
We
to
know you. We've installed an RBT so we can test you before. We don't want any piss heads hanging out with us because we're trying to run a book club here.
You're lying about your drinking.
Yeah,
You're
it's
lying
like
about it. It's exactly the
anyone.
same thing. You're lying about your drinking, man. You drank way less than that. And then 40, exact same thing. You're lying about your drinking. You drank a lot more than that. And it's
It's
sad.
like,
Now you're divorced. It's not
yeah,
funny
yeah,
anymore.
it's not funny anymore. Your liver's enlarged. But yeah, you when you go to the doctor and they always ask you how many drinks you have per week. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah. It becomes a health thing. Yeah.
That number is always the number you give them is always like way less than what you do. Because
Oh, yeah.
on some weird subconscious level, even though they're a health professional where the truth will help them, you want to impress them or something. So you're like, yeah, probably like yeah, I guess like 4 drinks a week.
Yeah.
But it's like 20.
Not only are they totally bound by confidentiality legally, and also they're there to elicit your exact health. So the truth will only help you. You still, like I always go in and go, don't drink, don't smoke. I drank half a bottle of whiskey last night,
Yeah, but you don't drink.
but I don't drink.
I remember there was this guy and he was like, he's about to, like he's in his 40s and he's about to punch a cone. And he was like, yeah, I don't smoke weed anymore. Like, but completely no irony, no sarcasm. Like he's like, I don't smoke weed. Like, but he's
You come out the other side because when you get into that stage where you're like smoking bongs, you've gone from I smoke bongs all the time. I'm quitting, still smoking. Yeah, man, I don't even smoke anymore with a bit of a chuckle. Like, ha ha ha. Look, I actually
yeah,
am smoking right in front of you. And then the final stage of that is like total denial, which is like, I never smoke. And then you're just smoking, literally, as
You're
you say
smoking
it.
as you.
It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
You're ripping
Isn't
a
that?
bong. You're staring your doctor in the eye as you rip a bucket bong. And you're like, I, I never smoke. Don't smoke. Used to a lot.
Yeah, it's like almost you can't even admit to yourself. As you said,
Right.
there's confidentiality. The truth will only help, but you don't even think you drink 25 beers a week or whatever
You've
because you can't afford to think that.
you become so good at lying to yourself when you get
Yeah.
older that
And
it's incredibly convincing. You
the
are
more
to
sleep
you.
totally. And the more sleepovers you have as an adult, the worse your life is going generally.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not crashing anymore. Like in your
Yeah, yeah.
20s, you're like, dude, can I crash on your couch? In your 40s, if you're which I've done because I'm a comedian who's not very rich, like as in I wouldn't say I'm in the ballpark of struggling. I'm crashing, at our level of stand up, you're crashing at people's, and I've crashed, and now all my friends are married with kids. So I crash out on their couch because I'm, doing a show nearby, some
You're
regional
crashing.
area. I'm crashing, but then I'm waking
Yeah.
up and the kids waking me up and going, Daddy, why is there a homeless person in the house? Or, like they're
Yeah.
concerned there's a kerfuffle. Oh, that's just Uncle. Like they've got to give you a name now. They can't just be like, oh, Damo. It's like Uncle Damien's a friend of the family now and he
Yeah.
sleeps
Yeah.
over occasionally.
That's yeah, because I feel like though if you're a kid, the more sleepovers, the better your life is going.
Totally.
Because it's like, yeah, I'd sleep over at John's, fucking going Jason's. Yeah, I've been like having all these sleeper, and then people are like, whoa, man, that guy's killing it. He has like a lot of sleepovers.
But when you're in your 40s, if like you're crashing over at a lot of people's places, like no one in their 40s, like, yeah, man, hey, yeah, I'm 45. Yeah, dude, can I come crash, man? It's like,
Yeah,
is everything all right, dude? Yeah, man, totally. Just got divorced and I'm going through a court battle and she's taken possession of the house and I'm in a custody battle for the kids. So just looking for somewhere to crash.
I mean, we can stay up late and we can watch Con Air.
Or
I know you've got
try to
work
drink
tomorrow.
ourselves to death.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever we do.
That's the funny thing. Like, if you got a friend coming over to have a sleepover in your 40s, and you're having Pizza Hut and Coke and watching movies, like you've both made big mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, just,
It's not a fun time. It's not a fun time in your 40s when you're drinking Coke and having pizza and
yeah,
staying up late. It's like you're both really sad. Nobody's talking. It's just like this sort of defeated, I
and
thought
you're like,
life would work
"If
out
I can stay
differently.
up all night. I'm gonna see if I can stay up all night."
Yeah.
Like you're in your 40s. See if you
Yeah.
can stay
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just stay up, man. It'll be fun. It's not like that, is it? It's like, hey man, I can't sleep. My mind's racing. I think I'm going to stay up all night.
yeah, right. The reasons for like for me, it's not hard to stay up all night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like for me, it's like I'm staying up all night because I've been overcome by some kind of bodily horror at my future and life
Mm.
that I am sort of in a sort of state of sleep paralysis with a racing mind that just basically combs over every faux pas I've ever made and just it's not like we're gonna go fucking
Oh
yeah, oh
man,
shit,
when I was a
another
kid,
movie.
you'd stay up all night like out of sheer excitement, telling each other ghost stories, and you'd build cubbies, and you'd stay up and watch all these movies, and you'd sneak and stay awake because your parents were still asleep. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
now I stay up all night because there's a movie of regret that's playing in
yeah.
vivid detail of every social faux pas I've made for the last 35 years.
You're watching. You used to watch. You're watching Philomena in
The
your own
scariest
mind.
horror film ever.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
watching the
totally.
scare. It makes The Shining look like play school.
Yeah, you've got a it's literally just a Rolodex of regret just keeping you up. It has the same effect as a Monster Energy drink,
Yeah.
right? Like racing thoughts, all you need is anxiety. You can stay up
Mm.
all night
Yeah, I don't
and
need to
do that.
drink a poisonous caffeinated drink to stay up.
But if I ring my friend Greg and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a sleepover, he's gonna be like, no, I've got to get up at 6 and I got to work at a salad bar. Like I
Yeah.
can't.
Oh man, if a friend of mine in their 40s calls me to crash, yeah, this is a serious life event in their life that they need support, and I've got to put aside time, and it's
Yeah,
like it's a real commitment. It's not like a fun, like a friend of mine was recovering from heroin and he had to crash. I wasn't like, woohoo, Davo's coming
yeah,
to crash. I was like, hide the jewelry, lock everything down. I'm going to try and see him through this time.
yeah. You'll have pizza and stuff, and you will watch movies, but it's not gonna feel good.
So this is just a random piece of news I discovered that I thought was interesting. A tradie, a welder, I think in Victoria, drank so much Mother Energy that he died.
Yeah.
Like he died from too much caffeine. And his mother said that apparently he was talking loudly on the
His mother
phone.
said his mother.
Yeah, I think his mother, he must live with
His
his
drinking
mum.
mother as well.
Yeah, his drinking mother, and his mother's also involved in the article. In that he lives with his mother, and yeah, I found it fascinating to think that because tradies love Mother Energy, and I just didn't think it was possible to drink yourself to death with Mother Energy.
I mean,
That's
the taste of the drink itself is is like death, I think.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you've ever drunk one of those drinks, it's sort of like you are dying.
yeah. It does taste like and feel like you're dying when you drink them.
Yeah,
Um,
they're for people who are very, very tired, I think, from welding.
Yeah, well, I think he was up early welding, and then he just, I mean, how much energy do you need?
To weld, you may need sort of unprecedented levels of energy
Yeah, or
to
energy post welding to make your phone calls or whatever. But yeah, I guess he just said, I really need a lot of energy tonight, and
yeah, for
he just was too powerful. He got too much energy, and the body
yeah.
couldn't process it.
That's the thing people don't talk about. You can have too much energy. Like
This is
I've
what
had,
happened.
yeah.
Everyone's trying to get more energy. Every ad's like, have you got enough energy? When you wake up, are you tired? Do you need more energy? Most ads, and he's gone, there is such a thing as too much energy.
I mean, yeah, especially like maybe the energy had nowhere to go because you were saying that he was making lots of phone calls.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I think you've made a really key insight there. You can have lots of energy, but if you expel it by where, he was found dead on a mattress,
Yeah,
so he's not expelling the energy it's like a sun, about to explode.
yeah. You don't like have a monster like you don't have a bunch of Monster Energy drinks and then like binge watch Sopranos.
No, that's how you die. If you're going to have that much Monster Energy drink, that's the time to start your hike. Or what,
Yeah,
you know,
do your Tough Mudder or whatever
that's
you're
when you go
doing.
to Tough Mudder, or when you decide to build that outdoor smokehouse.
Yeah, it's not a time to make phone calls in a chair. Your heart will explode.
Right, exactly. You need to begin that you know uh that plumbing project, or what, like
I
something.
think he should have just had it before he welded, and then called it a day after that. Because it would
Right.
go well.
So He just had a lot of energy when he was welding.
And then after that, just chill.
Yeah.
Like maybe have a
Maybe have a
chamomile tea.
chamomile tea.
Yeah. It's the drink of choice for reprobates, eh?
Reprobates?
Yeah, the just like energy drinks like mothers and monsters and like it's always like someone who's just about to do some hectic shit in a public
Right.
area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's the drink of someone who's about to upset a public area with their vibe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like it
Absolutely.
goes well with the portable audio system, those guys.
Yeah. They're pushing outwards with their disruption. It's not
And
an internal experience when you drink Monster. It's called Monster for a reason.
it turns you into one.
It turns you into one in public spaces. That's what it's
And
designed for. The people who made the drink were like, let's give this to delinquents on public transport. They'll be the ones who buy it. And that's how they expel their energy. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, when I go on public transport, in particular, I mean, mainly that's in Melbourne, the tram system. There's often, people with Bluetooth speakers booming out, mother energy in hand, pacing up and down the tram to walk off the energy. And there's an odor, there's a smell, and it's
it's sort of like being in a bush doof, but you're just on the
yeah,
train.
yeah, but it's just on the train.
I don't know, there's a certain thing with trains and just park benches and just benches and train, these public spaces
Mm.
where you just see people with drinks with like I saw a guy with a suit and sneakers on
Mm.
drinking a 2-liter bottle of chocolate milk.
There's a reason why, like, chocolate milk and Mother Energy advertises in bus shelters, because that's most likely where their clientele sleep.
Or at least hang out.
Yeah,
People who just hang out on benches.
yeah,
You don't know where they're going after. Like they've got a plastic bag that they're using as a briefcase.
that's right. Well, that's their That's their version of a briefcase. Like our friend
Yeah.
Joel Spargo, he has a plastic bag. You always see him with a plastic bag of stuff. It's that their pockets are full with knickknacks and shit, that nobody needs,
Yeah, like a nutcracker.
and they've just got enough stuff to go, well, I'll just have a bag. I'll keep this stuff in a plastic bag. Because they're not going to
Yeah.
buy like a nice leather pouch or a backpack or something.
No, just the plastic bag.
Just the plastic bag is fine. And then
I'd like.
you go to a public place like a bench or something, and you drink Mother Energy or chocolate milk and play and play music on a Bluetooth speaker in a way that irritates people in the public space. And you feel like you've done a day's work, I suppose.
Of annoying people and also just relying on middle class passiveness to not
Mm.
approach you about what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like they know implicitly that no one's going to be like, excuse me, can you, that 2-liter bottle of chocolate milk is sort of disturbing. Like it's coming out around your mouth, it's dripping everywhere. Could you just not do, like they know no one will do that?
There is they live in a place in society that has nowhere to put them. So, they're living in this zone that no one quite knows what to do with them. They know they're irritating. They're technically not doing anything illegal by playing pornography in the library, but
Yeah.
with no headphones. But you can't really, as you say, excuse me, sir, stop pacing awkwardly in this public space near my children. You know what I mean? It's not a crime. They sort of float in a strange place in society. Skate parks, benches.
I was playing tennis yesterday and this guy with a rabid like one of the most dangerous dogs I've seen for
Mm,
years.
mm.
Like a dog that was like trying to get off its leash so it could kill someone, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Tom?
They love
And
dogs like that.
this guy, like, I'm playing tennis. This guy has like a portable audio speaker and like a rabid dog. So he's got
Mm,
like his hands are full. They've
mm.
always got so much shit going on.
Yeah, they're always
Like,
so busy.
like with their hand, like he's got the thing. Like there's too much. They've got like a pouch full
Yeah,
of stuff. Well,
they always have a pouch as well. That's common as well.
just lots of bags and he just walks onto the tennis court. Like he walks. We're playing. He like walks in the middle of the tennis court with this rabid dog
That's
and just
that's that's how they interact with the middle class. That
yeah
particular person that society can't put anywhere is they come into middle class havens like the tennis court and with a rabid dog and a plastic bag of imitation cola with a imitation cola in it that's half drunk and a tennis ball or a fucking like a bit of plastic or something that could make a pipe later or whatever and
yeah
and and it's not enough for you to get angry and you're too scared to say something, but it's also annoying, it's disruptive to the middle class journey.
yeah. He's literally disrupted the middle class dream of a game of tennis
Mm.
uninterrupted. And
Hmm.
he's just there now, and he's in the middle. Like you can't keep playing tennis when there's like a dog and a guy with a portable audio speaker on the tennis court acting like it's not a problem.
So did you just stop playing and just let him feel like pass through, so to speak?
Well, I was like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've just got to hang out here for a bit. I just have to hang out here. Yep, yep, yep." And I was like,
Always
"Yeah,
so busy.
yeah, they're busy." He was busy um, from a day of interrupting people. But yeah, and then I said, I was like, "Oh, totally." And he's like, "What was that? What did you say?" Like he
Oh,
needed to clarify. And I was like, "Oh, totally." And he's like, "Yeah, totally, yeah,
mm. There's
totally."
the air of violence, isn't there, that follows them, which is what deters the middle class from just rounding them up and having them killed.
Yeah, it's like they've developed an evolutionary strategy. They're like, this is how annoying you can be without being dealt with.
Right. That's kind of what I'm trying to articulate. They live in spaces which are free admission and they do activities that are definitely criminal, but generally they're doing activities that aren't, they're loitering, they're doing activities that generally aren't criminal. And that's how the dog and the cat went from wild animals to tame animals. It's a very similar journey.
Yeah,
They began by picking up scraps from around the campfire to gradually, being an annoying pest. And is it going to bite me? What's going to happen here? Oh, the wild dogs are hanging around that area because they like the meat. But what do we do? That's the same thing. And then eventually the dog is brought into the tribe and tamed and actually becomes quite passive over generations. And I think that's what happens with those people too. Like what they're really looking for by interrupting your tennis game is that eventually you'll bring them into the middle class, into your middle class world gradually and tame them until they're, sitting nicely at the dinner table of a middle class meal with your fennel sausages and your soy reduced kale, you know,
yeah.
talking about the
They
stock market
they
and
still have
China.
vestiges of their old self. Like you try and get them into Vivaldi and stuff, but they still play Skrillex or whatever. Like it's still
Yeah.
just a
There's always
vestigial.
going to be remnants. Like if you try and take a dog from a bone now, they'll fucking rip
Yeah,
your face off. He'll
yeah,
come into the middle class fold and have dinner and he'll no longer have a bum bag and be injecting speed between his toes. But I tell you what, get between him and his mother energy at a certain time of day, he's liable to stomp your fucking head in.
oh, totally. There was a guy with a flat brim at the library the other day, just coming in and being really upsetting. And of course, where was it? He was in the DVD section. You know how like the library just has heaps of DVDs.
Yeah.
I think is just an invitation for the Monster Energy drink community.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, fuck, they got DVDs, mate. Like, so it all spreads through. Like, they
Yeah.
all know they're there,
Oh,
and
it's the best attempt we have at capturing these people is to have these public areas.
you just
It's a
have a
way of
net.
having them somewhere, you know.
But it's just funny that they're side by side, people being studious and trying to have a cappuccino and like learn about architecture or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
mean, oh yeah, I mean, I used to go to the library a lot to write, and there would be the Mother Energy drink community would, representatives from that community would come in and play movies full blast with no headphones, but no one had the courage to say anything, and then they'd make demands of the staff, like, hey, okay, what kind of fucking where's this shit fucking stop playing?
was RedTube blocked? They said it was blocked. Said it was geo blocked. What the fuck's going on?
I mean, if the number of times I've been in a library and seen a representative from the Mother Energy drink community, just watching a music video and then just randomly in the middle of the video you hear, fuck me. And then you hear like sudden silence because they've accidentally opened the wrong tab or whatever.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? How many times have you heard that in the middle of the library, like silence, and they go to pull their head back and their headphones rip out of the jack and it goes, yeah, I'm going to fuck you in the ass, motherfucker. And then they're like,
they're watching hardcore pornography.
Yeah.
In the non-fiction section.
Yeah.
That's
and the middle class people are left to sort of, can I technically, am I allowed to say anything, So eventually they'll be brought into they'll be tamed, and you'll be able to have a Mother Energy drink representative just at your house.
Reading Alan de Botton.
Yeah.
Translation philosophy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
reading the book about the law of attraction, the secret.
You're so right that they make a lot of they act really entitled with the staff at like these public places. Like this one guy is just like, yeah, you got Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2, yeah, it's he can like he can't be killed. He'll be like regenerated. Like you can't kill him because he'll grow back.
He likes that idea.
Yeah, he likes that. But he's like, he's funny. He's really funny. Like he knows he's in a movie. Like he says gay shit, but he's not gay. Deadpool. You got
it? He likes they like the idea of ultra violent people that seem to be able to be invincible as their favorite. He's real fucking dangerous, but they can't kill the cunt. Oh man, what a fucking! I wish I was like that, because they're always sort of on the cusp of violence or ultra violence.
Why? Drinks, you want to hope that you're invincible or can be regenerated, because you feel like you're going to die, and you'd be like, how sick would it be if my heart stopped, but then I could fucking regenerate like Deadpool? Fuck, I got to watch that again.
Yes, you make an excellent point. I feel like we're cutting a bit in and out here because of the internet, but I think you make a great point about the what attracts them to it is that when you're a Mother Energy drink representative, you know that you're on the cusp of death because of the heart palpitations and the irritable bowel syndrome and the decaying of the inner organs and so on that come with every Mother Energy drink. It's well documented on the drink itself.
Yeah.
And so you like the idea of someone who's ultra violent, but also decaying, but able to overcome it. So you watch Deadpool 2.
Well, yeah, you've just been at the doctor and he's given you an MRI of a kidney that's got more holes in it than it's just completely about to just.
The guy who died, who drank Mother Energy drink to death, in the article we started this conversation about. What do you think? What movie do you think he was watching in bed?
Deadpool.
Exactly. But
It's
did he?
the
But the fantasy of regeneration hit its the perilous, wall of reality when his mother
yeah.
found him dead, surrounded by empty Mother Energy cans and a library card.
Which would have like given the indication that he was getting into reading or something. Like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like,
She probably noticed the library card earlier, and gone, oh wow, that's great. He's finally read something, reading a book, not knowing that he's a Mother Energy drink representative who probably is wandering around between libraries, park benches, public transport, public open tennis courts, wherever the middle class are. And I do feel like there, again, that dog scavenging kind of idea again. The reason for the intimidation and the bizarre sort of social relationship with the middle class that the Mother Energy drink community has is similar to the dog again, because what they're actually hoping is that you'll drop some food or some money, or you'll give like there's something they're trying to get out of the middle class, I think.
right,
Like a
they're like
dog is looking for food at the camp.
right. So you're saying they're trying to absorb culture by osmosis or something?
Possibly, or sometimes it is just about money, or maybe mate, can you just please help me
Networking.
with something that he doesn't have access to? you know
So
can
it's
you
like
log in?
LinkedIn for meth addicts.
What's that?
It's like LinkedIn for meth addicts. They're trying
Right,
to like
exactly.
meet
It's
people.
sometimes you need someone who's actually functioning in society to log into a computer, give you money for the bus, help you get out of an area where you've been fenced in accidentally because you weren't meant to be there and they've closed because it's after hours. Mate, how many times have you had a member of the Mother Energy drink community go, hey mate, could you just open that door for me?
Right.
Kind of
Could you
thing.
just rent 47 DVDs for me? It's the limit.
That's what they need
What
you for.
what did one of them say? He said he goes, yeah, I'm watching Homeland, and yeah, one of the discs is missing, and yeah, you better look into that because I'm really looking forward to watching that one, and I don't want to skip it.
Mm, yeah,
Slim pick,
that's
slim pickings. He does that like he's disappointed in the library. Slim pickings here.
mm,
Oh, drink.
mm.
Like
Yeah,
it's
that
funny
that
to be disappointed.
yeah, because it's like you don't belong here and have no reason to benefit from the library, but to be so entitled as well. Slim pickings, slim pickings.
Just
This-
filling a stack full of DVDs.
I feel like that's what would be the memorandum or the philosophy of the Mother Energy drink community. Slim pickings as they
Yeah,
hover around a city between public spaces where they're not wanted, trying to get access to
yeah.
pornography.
Where
What's that?
just when you the look, when you see a guy in a suit but with sneakers, like
Yeah.
with sport shoes,
Mm.
I always feel like they're unhinged
Yeah.
because like unless they've come out of a gym, something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. It's the sign of someone who has tried to. That's the beginning of the entry from the Mother Energy community into the middle class. The stepping stone is a suit with sneakers. You see it all the time. They go, I can't be, I'm ready to actually make the step into being a functioning member of society, so I'll get a suit. But then there's the remnants of of the past, which is the shoes that enable them to run from the police or whatever.
Whilst maintaining sort of an attempted veneer at respectability.
It's a middle ground.
Yeah.
Like put down the plastic bag of imitation cola and knickknacks and weed pipe, and bits and pieces, and then put on a suit with sneakers, but an old briefcase instead. You know, they have
Yeah.
sometimes the old briefcase, and
And
begin your journey to out of the fringes of the mother
yeah,
community.
yeah, totally.
I just got to do this headline in the Daily Telegraph, which is about Victoria's upsurge in COVID cases. The headline reads, "Vic's lick trick can't pick sick." Let's do that again. Vic's lick trick can't pick sick. Daily
Vic's lick,
Telegraph headline.
Vic's lick trick can't pick. Is that it? Vic's.
Vic's lick trick can't pick sick.
Yeah,
So
I know.
yeah.
I know what they mean.
It's oh, I get it.
Get it? Yeah.
So that's about how Victorians. Also, have you got it there? Because the
Yeah,
first
I've got
the first
the
line
best,
is
the best bit
it's
about it is yeah, Vic's lick trick can't pick sick. And then it starts, the first line is, wimpy Victorians are being given saliva tests to check for COVID-19, even though they are wrong in more than 15% of cases. As braver New South Wales toughs it out with nasal and throat swabs.
wow. I mean, that's enough, isn't it? What you've just said there to get to the crux of this, which is that basically the Daily Telegraph's going, Victorians are pussies and we're fucking tough cunts here in Sydney.
Yes, off the back of the type of testing that's happening. From that, they're extrapolating to just calling them all pussies because they've invented a new test that isn't as intrusive.
that is fucking, it's unbelievable to turn it into a bullying thing. Like,
Yeah,
Daily Telegraph in the schoolyard going, oh yeah, fucking wimp, you fucking pussy. We do it down the nose like this. This is what real men do. They take the swab down the back of your throat awkwardly and it hurts.
it hurts because it's real. It tests you.
It's a real
Properly.
test. It tests your psyche as well. It
Yeah,
tests your mental stamina.
like you suffer. It's literally like if saying like, yeah, we don't want you coming here with. If I see you with a scarf, if I see someone with a latte and a scarf, I'm going to tell you to get that Victorian plague and get out of here. Bring it. Don't
Yeah.
bring that. They're calling it the Melbourne virus now.
Are they actually? The Daily
Well, it's just the
Telegraph?
kind of thing like don't blow in, like don't,
Yeah. Yeah,
like we don't
yeah.
want you blowing this.
Yeah, you fucking wimpy Melbourneites are bringing it over here. We're trying to brave it out, doing the toughest test you can imagine, which is sticking a swab down the back of your nasal passage. We're out here struggling, and you're having your lattes with your scarves, and you're licking something.
Not good enough.
Not good enough, wimp.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's crazy just to call them cowards, but like it's like, yeah, our test you actually have to like touch your brain stem with the stick. It like, you know, it goes right up and you scrape the brain. Meanwhile, these cowards,
Yeah.
are sipping their lattes and then spitting into a petri dish.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right. I think ideally the Daily Telegraph, it would be where you get a revolver and you empty all the chambers and there's one bullet and you spin and you go and then you're able to administer the test.
yeah. Then
That'd be a real man's test.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they really want to do.
Well, they do want to. They want to play Russian roulette by letting the virus loose, so the economy can thrive.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is essentially what that would be. It would be like a gun to the head if you just let it run loose.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
But my favorite thing is next to that article is just another one doubling down, and its title is Melbourne out of its right mind.
Right. That's good. It's not as good
And
as Vic's lick trick can't pick sick, like an old limerick, an old Irish limerick writer
yeah,
who
I
the
think
Daily
there's like a lot
Telegraph
of
has picked up.
poets.
A lot of them aren't actually journalists. They're just old limerick writers
Yeah.
from ye old England and shit that Murdoch flies in. There once was a man from Kentucky. You know.
How much is a luck if you lick rick rick back you lick rick stick rick rick tick? Like it's all those
How many tricks can a wick take tick when the tick tick tocks in the dick dick fick? All that shit. Get him in. Get him in to write.
they go to the Galway muster
Yeah.
and just find some
Yeah.
80-year-old alcoholic with like a violin just going oh, dick 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 dick, and then they fucking get him to write.
Yeah. Get him to write.
And then he's calling Melbourne people pussies.
So
He's fucking drunk.
Vicks are out of their right mind. Is that what it is? Vic out of its right
Yeah,
mind.
that's this guy. I think he's the humorist for the Daily Telegraph.
Oh right.
Tim,
So
Tim Blair.
the Vic slick trick can't pick sick wasn't the humorist.
No, they're the
That was
serious.
a serious journalist. Okay, sorry.
That's the geopolitical editor who wrote that.
Right,
yeah.
of course. Yeah.
No, they've got it all wrong. But yeah, his idea is that it's just him writing about how shit Melbourne is,
Right.
how he hates it and stuff, and like they'll give you speeding tickets and they'll be in the right lane and not overtake.
Yeah,
and
no, I
stuff.
read that one. It's fascinating because he basically says that Victorians are renowned for being intolerant and just illogical because when he drove in Victoria, this is in the article, when he drove in Victoria, a guy wouldn't move over from the right lane to let him through. And
Yeah,
he's like doubled down on that and gone, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why there's more cases of corona. It's that kind of attitude where you won't move over.
yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's establishing a causal link between him not getting right of way and more cases.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah. Obviously, someone cut him off in traffic. Basically, someone cut him off in traffic years ago and he never forgot it. And it was in Victoria and he's gone. And that's why they're all dying now because from the pandemic. That kind of attitude where you wouldn't let me through, would you?
Well, yeah, well, he's also in the article. He says the best solution to Melbourne is to get out of the place, as I did 26 years ago,
Right.
because he hates it so much.
It seems very personal, doesn't it, this one?
These days, I only go back to pick up a few speeding tickets for nostalgia's sake. Like he's saying
Wow.
that you
Yeah,
get.
he's taking a dig at the Victorian bureaucracy there.
It's all
Going.
about his driving.
Yeah.
About his driving.
It's an interesting angle, isn't it? They've bought in him and gone, look, we're going to pile on the Victorians and try and create a bit of a state of origin here about who's dealing with the global pandemic best. What have you
Now that
got?
it's
He goes,
been
oh, I
cancelled.
tell you what, the fucking traffic and the drivers in Melbourne is fucked. I'm sick of it. Glad I left there 26 years ago. It's no wonder there's more COVID-19 cases.
They invented a less invasive saliva test because they're pussies. It's less invasive because they can't drive.
It's a very tenuous link.
It's the type of link that they make over there at the Daily Telegraph. They enjoy that.
I wonder, yeah, they do like that because, as you know, what they do is they cover a man in oil and he's naked, and they pin different topics: traffic in Melbourne, COVID-19, pigs, and or whatever, and they just pin it on him.
Well,
Serena Williams or whatever, like just random ideas and people, and he runs through the office and a journalist gets to pick two off and they join them together. So he got Melbourne traffic, COVID-19. Let's write an article.
Right. So it's like sort of a creative word association exercise. Like you've got to link driving and your bad driving record with a super spreader event.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, that's going to be hard, but I'll manage.
Yeah. That's right. That's exactly how.
They tried to blame that new pig virus on Melbourne too.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Have you got that there? because I think that's worth a look. Because can you show that one? Because
Yeah, I'll show that one's really weird. So this one here, it's called Crazy Pig-Headed Vix, and
right.
it's just linking
Mm.
this guy to the
So
pig.
so Crazy Pig-Headed Vix is the title is the title,
It's the
and
headline, yeah.
it's actually two separate articles that they've simply, for the purposes of saving space, put
And
into
sensational.
one. So one
Yeah.
is the Vic again for the fifth or maybe 10th article in the paper that day. Victorians are pussies. They can't fucking test fast enough. The tests they're doing are weakling tests, pussy dickhead tests. Also, unrelated to Victoria, there is a new pig virus in another part of the world.
Yeah.
So what they've done to save space is they've gone Crazy Pig-Headed Vix and gone, here's some news about Victoria, and here's some news about a new virus.
And here's a sick pig.
And
Just
here's
got
a sick pig.
sick pig next to the Premier of Melbourne or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just
gives
funny.
the illusion that the article might be about a pig virus in Victoria, but you'd be wrong.
That's what I thought. When I read it, I was like, did someone fuck a pig in Fitzroy or something? And now they've started a new virus.
No. What you're seeing is a new type of journalism. It's where you go, you know what, let's take two articles and blend them into one under the same headline. So it could be like NRL player in trouble for bar fight, and then unrelated, Toyota's new electric car. Then you just bring them together. NRL electric hasn't got the fuel, and then the article is just two separate ideas under one headline.
Right. So you go like you're like Rio Tinto gets done for insider trading. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets done for yeah. That's the end of that game. Rio Tinto gets done for insider trading, and McDonald's releases its new McAngus burger.
Yeah. Same. And it's just got like the CEO dressed as Ronald McDonald or whatever.
Yes, the CEO can't handle the beef.
This is great. They've put this bit in too, which is like, it says how the testing should be done.
Oh, good.
And it's just got like this is how you fucking do it. Put. Howard.
Yeah.
I need to squeeze that in as well.
Yeah, they need to put in this is if you fucking did it right, this is what it'd look like.
There's no sympathy.